nice to have you here with me today.
Thanks for having me.
I just really wanted to share your story with so many other people who I think can really benefit from just hearing how possible it is to really step into and start living the dream, And I know that when we first met, that was it didn't always seem attainable, and I think that this is a really beautiful story of just how you've stood with it and you've done the work and really committed to it, to make it all happen and to manifest. So let's start by introducing you.
Yeah.
So who are you?
Yeah, so my name's Stef. So my business is Glowing Soul Healing, and I am a Reiki Master, Reiki Teacher. And I am also a trained yoga teacher, a crystal practitioner, a card reader, and yeah, that's who I am. So I've been, on this journey for a couple of years now, and finally have taken the leap of faith to, pursue my dreams full time. Yeah.
Yay! So let's talk a little bit about, firstly, when did you start your level 1 and when did you complete your mastership? So how did that journey look like?
Yeah, cool. So I started my Reiki level 1 in, I believe it was around June 2018. I can't quite remember the exact time, but at that time in my life, I'd really just hit rock bottom. I was in a job that was just draining the energy out of me. I was not happy. And the burnout that I was experiencing had manifested into a chronic autoimmune disease. So I'd been on a bit of a journey to rediscover myself, and along the way I found Reiki. So that's when I found you as well, Loretta, through a beautiful friend that had been seeing you as a practitioner. She recommended that I come and meet you because she knew that would get along so well. And I did, and I started my Reiki journey then. And I think I took about 6 months before I did my level 2, which was really beautiful for me. I think I just needed that space and that time to really integrate my learnings from level 1. But I knew deep down that there was always something inside me that was like, you have to do this. You've got to do this full time. I don't know when, but you will. And then I completed my 3A a few months later, and I began my mastership with you in November 2019 and finished in April 2020. Yeah.
Yes,
I know.
it feels. I know it's been such like a rapid time between 2018 to now as well. And like I was just thinking about when that first day that I met you and the first time you came and saw me as a practitioner as well. And I thought, wow, like now that I work with you so much and I know you so well, you've just completely changed.
I know. I've just found myself, just become who I always was, I think. Yeah. Yes. I think you put it perfectly before when you called it like unlearning. And that's what this journey has been for me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love for you just to talk about some of the challenges that you talked about, some of the things that you were experiencing when you started on the Reiki journey. Now, we know that Reiki is all about uncovering. And so what comes with, signing up for a journey of discovery and self-discovery, self-mastery is, of course, that you're going to come face to face with some of the things that are going to scare the hell out of you and challenge you. Can you just talk a little bit about some of those experiences you had?
Sure. So I suppose, I think during my mastership, I really came face to face with some of the fears that I didn't even know I had, that were deep down and that were really sort of holding me back from sort of chasing the things I wanted in life. So a few of those things that came up was really the fear of of judgment. So the fear of what people were going to say when I, you know, stepped down and became a Reiki master, and they're probably thinking, oh God, what is she doing? Or, you know, I was really fearful of that judgment from others. And that was really challenging, especially at the beginning when, you know, even just starting an Instagram account was terrifying for me. And you're like, just do it. Like, just rent the room, you'll be fine. And so I think having that support, I really needed it at the time, to move past those fears. So that was a massive thing in my Reiki journey, especially during the mastership. I think a lot of the stuff came up in my mastership for me because that was when I was ready to deal with it, and I was committed to it as well. And I needed it. I was like, I know I need to get really uncomfortable for this period of time to get really comfortable in my life. So other fears that really came up was, and this was the root, I suppose, of it all, was that fear of not being good enough. You know, what if I do this and I fail? Or what if I do this and I have a client and they think I'm terrible? Or, you know, all these irrational, or maybe some rational, but, you know, mostly irrational fears that I had about, you know, stepping into my true self and chasing my dreams of becoming a Reiki practitioner. But for me at the same time, even though that was challenging, I love personal growth. And so for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I understand why I'm like this now. So it was beautiful in that sense because I love understanding, you know, why I am the way I am, and, you know, how I can be the best version of myself. And now I love supporting, you know, my clients to do that as well. Yeah. So yeah, it was an amazing journey. It was a little bit scary at times, but it's been incredible.
What I guess, you know, just thinking about some of those fears that you talked about, and they are real common fears that everyone faces, and really feeding into those limiting beliefs, and they can stop us in our tracks, right? So you talked about in particular the fear of the judgment of others, like what are people going to think? I'm doing something completely non-traditional, non-conventional. You know, are people going to laugh at me? Am I going to be good at it either? Like, am I going to step into this, into a completely strange and different career and then fail? Like that's like the worst nightmare, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think for me, it got to the point that I was so out of alignment with what I was doing. I knew I had to move past the fear, because the discomfort of where I was worse than the, you know, the scary moments and the fear that came up along the way. It was, I was like, I need to do this. It was worth it. Yeah.
Did you have that realization during the mastership, that the actual pain of staying in where I am is actually causing me more discomfort, and it's adding, you know, it's limiting my life much more than if I did just give it a shot.
I think I had that realization before I started my mastership. I think because signing up to my mastership was my commitment to changing my life. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Yay.
And it worked.
So now that you've finished, it's almost been a year now. It's almost been 12 months. Yeah. So
wow.
How can you explain some of the changes that you've experienced now since finishing your mastership in the last 12 months?
Yeah, so I feel like, again, a lot of the integration really happened after my mastership. I think it was a few months after that I really began to realize, you know, how powerful Reiki is, and how much of a difference I can make in people's lives, and my understanding of energy and my ability to work with energy really just rapidly changed. Also, I began teaching. So I began teaching, I think, in August, which has been an incredible journey. It's felt like it really feels like my sole purpose when I'm teaching. I just love sharing Reiki with, you know, with my students, and I love I love the community that it creates as well. It's just so beautiful. So again, once I started teaching, I felt this massive shift. That's when I really began to feel like a Reiki master. I was like, wow. So I did notice quite big shifts in the way that I work, particularly after my mastership. But in terms of my personal life, I just have such a greater awareness of who I am, strategies for my own well-being, also an understanding of what I'm here to do and like what my soul alignment is. So through that, I've been able to, you know, grow my business. Even though we're in a pandemic, it has been growing. And just over the last few weeks, I made the decision to leave my day job. So I took that massive leap of faith, and it's been incredible. It's felt very supported by the universe. Like, even when I'm feeling a little bit nervous and, oh gosh, what have I done? I always sort of feel like this safety blanket around me. And I think that's the Reiki just supporting me and protecting me and nurturing me along this journey. So yeah, it's been an amazing 12 months. It's been challenging, but exciting and very rewarding.
Oh,
Very
that's so
rewarding.
beautiful. That's so beautiful to hear.
Yeah.
What about the fears that you talked about? How do you go managing those now?
Yeah, well, they definitely can still be there, but what I have noticed, when they come up, they don't hang around for as long, because I do have the strategies to work through it. And one of the biggest things that I use is Reiki. It's just placing my hand on my heart and my belly and just, you know, allowing that energy to support me and love me and remind me that I'm safe. I think that's really important. So Reiki is one of the ways that I manage the fear. The other thing is that sometimes I know that I just have to move through it, and then it's going to be much easier on the other side. It's just like, you know, ripping off a Band-Aid, and then I realize, oh wow, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And, you know, it just, those moments of fear or doubt don't last as long, which is really, really good. And I also remind myself that this is what I'm here to do, right? Like, and if I don't do this, what am I going to do? You know, and I love it as well. So that's really powerful, because, you know, even when that discomfort or that worry comes up, I'm reminded of how good I feel when I do the thing that seems so scary at the time. Yeah.
Yes, it's there's something so powerful about reminding ourselves that you know, we are bigger than our fears, right? And our purpose is way bigger than our fear. So we need to move through it so that we can serve and be there for the people that really need us. And if we just listen to the fear and let it control us and let us stop us from taking the action that we need to, we're really doing a disservice to all the people that really need us, your future clients and students. So it's so amazing. So thank you. I'm going to say thank you on behalf of the collective for really owning that and you know, showing up even with all the fears. Like, we need to do it. We absolutely need to do it. Just a couple more questions. Steph, what difference do you feel in particular working with me made?
Everything. I've worked with you, I suppose it's been nearly 12 months one-on-one, because it began at my mastership and I was seeing you weekly. I think it was this level of loving support, but also the push I needed. Like, the love and the support was there, but then also that push and that accountability was also there when I was, you know, making those decisions and, you know, stepping out of my comfort zone. Also, your mentoring skills and your coaching skills are incredible. And, you know, I look up to you. So you're doing what I will, you know, I'm doing now, but, you know, you've been a big role model in my life. And where I want to sort of see my business grow. So I think I think it's that love, that support, and then also I think the knowledge you have about this industry and about becoming a healer and making this, you know, a career as well, you know, making this a full-time job kind of thing has been amazing. And I don't know what, I wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for you, that's for sure. I think I came to your heart-centered business workshop at the end of last year and I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I want. So it was also helping me, you know, get really clear on what it was that I wanted to do and get really, you know, decisive and take the action that was going to lead me to where I am now. And yeah, and your support continues to do that for me, because I still go to you for my healings and for my business coaching, which is, is amazing. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Steph. That means so much to me, even hearing that as well, because I know, you know, we can work so long together, and
Yeah.
I can see your progress. I see, you know, I see it in the way that you talk, that you behave. I know 12 months ago, there's no way you would have done this interview.
Yeah, totally not.
So that, you know, that's a really good indication of that. But to hear just their sincerity and really hear that is really, really beautiful. So thank you so much. And I've got to say though, you know, I feel like having the right coach and the right mentor is really important to help guide you, but you've got to commit, right? Like you've been doing the work, not me.
Yeah. It's that you know, you've guided me, but then I've been able to take that action along the way, which has brought in, you know, the reward as well. Yeah,
absolutely. So let's talk about what life looks like now, and what do you think is next for you?
So, so I'm still obviously working as I'm working as a Reiki practitioner, so seeing clients one-on-one. I'm also teaching. So I did my teacher training through you. So I'm teaching as well at the moment, just online, but hopefully I'll be back in the St. Kilda clinic very soon. Hopefully. So I'm doing that, and yeah, I'm still working on some more workshops that I'm going to be putting out, and some mentoring sessions with clients as well, which is really exciting. And I also work with crystals, I should mention that as well. I do my crystal prescriptions, which can be added on to a Reiki session, or it can just be a soul appointment where I intuitively choose 7 crystals for each of your main chakras. Yeah.
So beautiful. And Steph, I know that you love working with one type of client in particular. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you can help with the mentoring and things like that?
Yeah, so I love working with people who are just beginning to start on their spiritual journey, and just really diving into, you know, what their purpose is on life, you know, what they're here for, and also exploring how spirituality can support them in their day-to-day life. So I do see a lot of clients that are stressed and anxious, and you know, coming from my past work history, I've noticed that I attract a lot of clients that are struggling at work as well. So I love being able to nurture them and help support them find, you know, their path, but also strategies to manage, you know, what's going on in their life at the moment. So my mentoring it's going to combine a whole range of things. So it's going to include Reiki, of course, goal setting, so moving past limiting beliefs. So some of the things we've discussed today. We'll dive into inner child work, and we'll also work with the breath and Reiki to really help to release some of those blocked and stored emotions and fears. So it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to put it out into the world.
Sounds absolutely magical. So good. I can't wait to hear some more. And lastly, I would just love to know what you would say to someone who is just sitting on the fence about doing their mastership or just learning Reiki in general. What could you say to them?
I would say that everyone should learn Reiki level 1 because it is just an incredible, well, it's an incredible thing to be able to harness that life force energy and support your own healing. It also really helps you see the world from a different lens, right? So I would say everyone should do level 1. And if you're thinking about doing it, then that's a sign you should do it. And if you're thinking about your Reiki mastership, I would say go for it. If you feel like that's a part of your journey and you think that that's going to help you, you know, support you in your life path, then I would 100% encourage you to do your Reiki mastership as well. It's an incredible journey.
Thank you so much, Steph. It was
Right.
so beautiful to talk to you today.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for having me.
I'll share your details. Where can people find you on
Yeah. So
social?
yeah, the best place is on Instagram. So it's glowingsoul_healing. And I've got a website that I'm working on at the moment. So hopefully that will be up and running soon. But everything's on the Instagram if you want to book in and stuff. So yeah.
Thanks so much, Steph.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.